Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fran, I'm from Venezuela, and today we are going to be watching a video called American in the UK, 15 British Culture Shocks. Let's check it out and comment, like, subscribe, and start.
I love the UK, but there's definitely some things that shocked me when I got here. And probably the first one is how much nature there is. You know, when you think
that's a
of
good
going
thing.
to the UK, a lot of us tourists think about going to London, but really the UK is so much more. And being here in Northern England, I'm just shocked by the number of
I'm guessing it's more
and
woodsy
cycling
than
routes
London.
And just nature that there is everywhere, even in a big city like Manchester. But unfortunately, with that comes some allergies, and it seems like I've gotten allergies
Seasonal
for the first time
suck.
in my life being here in the spring. And I guess it's hay fever because a lot of my friends have it as well.
Yes.
And from what they've said, it's caused a lot by these yellow rapeseed oil flowers.
Yeah, there's some plants that give you hay fever, and it's like a season in the year that
all
it's
the
terrible.
symptoms.
It triggers
I'm sure you know
allergies
what they
also.
are if you had them too, like itchy, watery eyes and sneezing and stuffy nose and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So been suffering a little bit from that I didn't expect, but fortunately the medicine here is really cheap, and like you can get
another culture shock
medicine over the counter for like 50 cents or 50p or £1 or something. Something that I'm still adjusting to is how friendly the people are here in Northern England.
It's the opposite of like...
It's genuinely shocking after
I would think like they're more reserved.
Here, I still haven't fully adapted to this aspect. Like, I'm still caught off guard when strangers just say, hiya, or the guy at the flower shop is like, hello, love, like as if he knows me.
She's shocked by how friendly people are.
Every level of society, from just people walking down the street or out in the forest to the people working at the airport, people in shops, restaurants, and even new friends that you make. I've been just so blown away by how kind and generous the people are. Like people who I've only known for a couple days or a couple weeks.
Oh, they're super friendly. And they're like, yeah, you're my friend.
To pick me up at the train station or take me to the airport.
Okay, like
or
they're
help me
pretty good people
with my career and hobbies, and mentor me in music production. And like, when's the last time that one of your friends offered to take you to the airport, right? Like, it doesn't happen. They just be like, get an Uber. But here,
some friends do help you, but it's
to help you.
It's not the norm.
Or do you want to come to this house party? Do you want to meet my friends? Do you want me to introduce you to these people? And don't say it's just because I'm a girl. Like, it's everyone. And just the other day, I was having drinks with my friends that I've known for like 2 weeks.
My friends that I just made.
One of the guys that was there named Mark, he was really cool, and he left, and my other friend was like, oh no, like Mark's leaving, and he had just met him the day before, and they are two British guys, and they had bonded in one day and had become the best of friends.
Oh, but that's so good.
And, like,
that
other guys
so nice.
that I've met that have been friends for 2 weeks, like everyone treats each other the same, whether you've known them for 2 weeks or 2 months or
like
20
a year.
years.
Yeah.
The other day I was just walking through this neighborhood called Ancoats, and people were just waving to each other, smiling, like security guards.
Okay, that's crazy.
Tables. And I ended up in this 15-minute conversation with a woman who was just standing outside of a restaurant. And that
I'm guessing maybe this is like a little town
where I'm from. Coming here,
because people tend to be like very friendly in smaller towns.
I was like, oh, sorry. People apologize for even passing you on the sidewalk, so it's kind of funny, but I really like it.
Not everyone does it, but they
noticed, however, that people are also really blunt. This is most noticeable in restaurants, actually. I can't tell you how many people I've heard
the waiter
send stuff back to the kitchen because it wasn't right. The eggs are too cold, the bread wasn't toasted enough, whatever. But it's not like they're complaining. It's just that they're being very assertive. And whereas people do that in the United States as well, I think we're more likely to just kind of suck it up.
Yeah, you're just like, whatever, I'm going to eat it.
But I'll just eat it anyway. Or everyone else has their food, so you don't want to send it back.
Yeah.
But here, no, people are like, this is wrong, take it back. So they do like to joke as well and kind of like give you a hard time, especially me, because I don't know what they're saying half the time with all of the slang. So if people do that to you, then don't take it personally. I'm also shocked at how safe I feel here. It isn't something that I really thought
great
much
point.
about before I left the US, but now that I'm here, like, I really just feel so safe. Like, not only are there no wild animals out to get you, but
Wild
you don't have
animals?
to worry about guns, and
What would they be
even
wild
being
animals?
out in parks and trails by yourself, that can be very dangerous in the US, and I would never feel comfortable hiking by myself there, but here I do. And people
it
say,
makes
like,
sense.
in my neighborhood, they're like, you don't have to lock your door here, and that's
No, that's
definitely not the
crazy.
case in Florida.
No, you have to. Yeah, I was
that has
wondering
been
where
shocking in
where
the
was
best
she
way.
from, but
All right, and we
you
gotta
you
talk
should
about
lock
the
you should
food,
lock
you
your
guys,
doors. That's
because
crazy.
I
Like, you
am
should always
still
lock your door.
shocked at how good the food tastes here. I just
It's
been
so
back
funny
in
that
the
all her
US
shocks
for
are
a few
good
months
things.
and was kind of just getting used to the tasteless, bland food and the kind of not ripe fruits and vegetables, and then coming here, everything just tastes so much better. I found out that the UK is among the top 10 countries in the world with the highest food quality standards.
Oh, food
so that's
quality.
definitely a good
How could
thing.
they rank you something's
But on
good?
the flip
It's just
side,
quality.
the food also goes bad really fast, which means
They don't use
fresher,
fertilizers.
which
Yeah.
means it probably has less preservatives, probably less modification. I've noticed that the sell-by dates and the consume-by dates are a lot shorter than they are in the US. Fruits and vegetables go bad within a couple days, whereas
Yeah, I
in the
think
US,
that's the
you can get away
norm,
with
or
shopping
should
like
be.
once a week. And the chicken goes bad really fast, like 1 or 2 days. You better cook whatever chicken or meat that you bought. And I actually read that in the UK, it's not allowed to spray the chicken with chlorine, which is allegedly
I did not know that
acceptable
chickens
practice in
Yeah,
the US.
I did not
so that
know
might
that.
have something to
You
do
should-
with it.
people-
The first
well-
day I bought chicken and I didn't
Oh.
cook it for 2 days, and it was already starting to look off. I also read
Yeah, I didn't know
they
that,
treat their
the
animals
chickens
a
are
lot
treated
better
with
here,
chlorine.
more
That's weird.
compassion compared to the factory farming in the US. So that is a really good thing. And I've also noticed that even though the Brits liked their baked goods, that the food doesn't taste
Like,
as sweet.
right. Oh,
and
yeah,
that could
like
be because
cakes,
of the recent
they,
sugar
bread.
tax. But then on the other hand, which is weird, I've noticed a lot of foods
you
have
shouldn't,
fake
like,
sugar,
add-
like
yeah, you
artificial
shouldn't- you
sweeteners
shouldn't
in
add
them, which
more
is
sugar.
not so good. So I'm not really sure what the story is there. It's even hard to find sparkling water that doesn't have artificial sweeteners
Oh,
and
no,
flavorings in
that's
it. So maybe they
bad.
cut back on real sugar and started using fake sugar.
Yeah, but
I don't
you
know.
should, like,
They
have less
also
sugar in
have
general.
American-style pancakes in plastic wrap, which is really sacrilegious. Pancakes should be made fresh, but you can find
they're
them
really, like,
in
you
the
just,
bread
like,
section
warm
and
them
also
and that's
in the
it.
refrigerated section. But I
Oh,
have
that's
not
crazy.
been daring enough to try them yet.
No, please make your own
Speaking
pancakes.
of food, another thing that really surprised me was seeing so many couples together shopping in the grocery store.
Why
You
is
wouldn't
it
think
shocking?
that would be weird to
Oh,
me,
because it's
but
always, like-
coming from the US, I think I'm just used to one person going
Yeah.
because either one person
Is
in the
working.
relationship more takes on the role of going grocery shopping, or even if both people could go, it wouldn't be very efficient or productive for two people to go and one
Yeah.
person can go. So I've thought that it's very
But also, I think that's very, like, personal, I
adorable
would
to see
think. I
couples
don't know.
shopping together, and it's like really good.
Is that really,
teamwork,
like,
you
the
know?
norm for a lot
They're
of couples
checking
to
out
do
the
their
food, they're
shopping
reading the
together?
labels, checking
I don't know.
prices, and discussing what they're going to buy together, and it's like a family affair. And for some reason, that's weird to me. But if you're from England, you probably think that's normal. The
it
recycling
all
is
England?
also really impressive here. I've gotten so used to composting that I don't know how I'm going to go back to normal life in the U.S. without it. Or
Oh, she
anywhere
has
in
to
the
go-
world, for
she has
that
to go
matter.
back?
There's
I
not
thought
that
she
many
was living
countries
there.
that have this level of composting and recycling, but I think most of them are probably in Europe. But I have 5 different recycling bins at my house, and in the
Wow,
U.S.
just
we
like
have
plastic,
one, and,
cardboard,
like, most of that's
organic,
not actually
like,
recycled.
waste?
So here in my
Glass?
neighborhood, they recycle
Foil?
around 70 to 80% of all of the trash, whereas in the U.S. the national average is more like 32%.
It's quite low.
And that includes a lot of trash that's not actually recycled, like trash that they burn or trash that's collected at
Oh, yeah, it
construction
sucks.
sites and things like that. So I don't know. I wish that more countries would invest in
all the
greener
world should
ways,
definitely do
to
more about
reduce
recycling
waste,
and less
it's
garbage
just
in
been really
general.
impressive here how they do things. A lot of things just seem to make logical sense here. Maybe it's that British sensibility.
What is
but
the
even
British
things
sensibility?
I noticed, like going to the airport where in the US it's kind of a free-for-all with cars blocking each other and people trying to get out on the streets,
more aggressive. Every man for himself.
These little diagonal parking places where everyone can park and drop off people and then be on their way without blocking the road. So I don't know why in the US we haven't done anything like that. Maybe it's for security reasons.
True.
But if you've ever been to LAX or New York or Miami International or really like any major airport, you know what I'm talking about. It's a disaster, yes. I was shocked the first time I got to Manchester and I saw people just leisurely parking in front for a minute, dropping
having like a good time. It's not a stressful moment.
With no stress. They also have a lot of common sense signage around, whether it's road signs or ads that you'll see on a bus stop or on the side of the road, or a sign that someone put on the bathroom door or something that's broken. It's kind of like, seems like the signage is here is just kind of talking to you matter-of-factly, or if it's
but it's good.
Like from the
it's
NHS,
like to be a little more
National
helpful.
Health Service, it'll be just, some practical information that you might want to know. And there's some way that they go about writing the signs where you just feel like it's very direct, versus in the US, everything seems like it's marketing to you. One thing that I'm definitely still getting used to is walking or biking on the left side of the road.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel a little disoriented
and
all
weird,
the time. And
of course.
I feel like I look back and forth like 10 times before I cross the street. And even
it has to be very weird.
Brakes are on opposite sides of the bike. So I learned that really quickly. The back brake and the front brake are reversed. I don't know. So very good to know. I'm also still working out Fahrenheit to Celsius conversions in my head.
Use the metric system. No, America is wrong. They should use the metric system.
He probably has a point.
Yes. Fahrenheit is
more straightforward.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Celsius, because 0 is freezing and 32 is hot. Whereas in Fahrenheit, 32 is freezing and 0 is more
Celsius
freezing.
Celsius is just normal.
And 80 or 100 is hot. So you be the judge.
Celsius is a way to go, because it's just, you don't have to think about it.
I'm also getting used to the lack of climate control around here, which is pretty strange for someone from the US, especially Florida. Fortunately, there is heating in most buildings, but what you won't find is air conditioning, maybe in some of the big office buildings and some of the more modern buildings, but not in most houses and not in most stores and even small hotels.
But I'm guessing it's because it's not that hot.
That's definitely taken some getting used to. Even the big department stores like Zara won't have air conditioning. So it's a bit weird for an American like me, but I'm adapting. The scary thing is that
we think like a lot of
people didn't need air conditioning here for most of history, but it seems that things are getting a lot hotter these days. So
100
even
years,
though
100
people
years
are definitely
like
enjoying the sunny and warm weather, it's a bit scary to think of like how warm it actually is.
How hot everything is getting everywhere in the planet.
What's probably shocked me the most is the price of housing here.
It's very cheap.
Now, I know that
cheaper
London
than in
is
the
expensive, but I didn't expect the market to be so competitive in Manchester.
Oh, the opposite.
I've heard that it could be because a lot of people are moving out of London to Manchester
because it's probably more expensive in
housing,
London.
so maybe that's putting some upward pressure on the prices. But also it seems like the UK is in a housing crisis in general in most of the country, and this has to do with a lot of reasons, from a lack of building houses to general inflation, population growth.
I think it's affecting like a lot of countries in the world.
I was so surprised at how competitive it was here, even to the point that if you go to an open house, there could be 30 other people competing with you for the same property, and that's something that you would see in New York or LA.
No, that's insane.
I didn't expect that here. And the prices were really high. The market's super competitive, and it might even be that the landlords and the rental agencies don't even reply to your inquiries.
It sucks.
Crazy.
It sucks.
But I mean, Manchester is the second biggest city in the UK. So
I didn't know it was the second biggest.
Housing, but that is a problem that I definitely didn't anticipate to the degree that it is here. But anyway, what shocked you the most when you came to the UK? Or are you a local and you can help me make some sense of these cultural differences? let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here and click over here to see what shocked me the most about Ireland.
Yeah, this was very, very interesting, very eye-opening. I think that there's a lot of things that I think surprised me because I think when I think about the UK in general, obviously there are exceptions. Like I'm just generalizing, which it's not always a good thing. But just in general, I think when I think about the UK, I think about people being not in like when you're I think when you get to know them they're quite friendly, but I think my vision and what I imagine when I think of the UK is people are very like reserved, and not just I mean I'm not saying like they're like, oh, they're bad, they're mean. No, it's just that I think they're maybe a little bit more reserved, more like keeping to themselves, and they're not going to be like super overly friendly. So it surprised me that she was like, no, it's actually the opposite. Like they're very, very friendly. But this was very fun, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'll see you soon. Bye.